Former Haryana Chief Minister Prakash Chautala and his son have been convicted by a Delhi court for illegal recruitment of over 3,000 teachers. 53 others have also been convicted in the teachers' appointment scam. Associate Editor Atir Khan with more details on the story. Atir, just bring us up to speed. What's really happening in this case?
Well, Aditya, this judgment has come in the special court of CBI and the judge Vinod Kumar has pronounced this order. Former Haryana Chief Minister Prakash Chautala and his son Ajay, along with 53 others, have been held guilty in a case where more than 1,000 junior basic trained teachers were recruited in Haryana. The inquiry was concluded and it was found that these recruitments of over 3,000 junior basic trained teachers was illegal. So out of 62 accused, Aditya, 6 had died during the trial, while one was discharged by the court at the time of framing of charges. Now, let me also tell you that there are 2 senior bureaucrats also who had been found guilty in this case.
You know, Atir, in fact, this case goes back to 1999-2000. 3 to 4 lakh rupees were paid as bribe, but the CBI alleging direct role from Prakash Chautala, saying that he wrote directly to the Director of Primary Education, that is Sanjeev Kumar, to actually go ahead and appoint these people. So his role particularly being questioned here by the CBI.
Well, that's right. Now that he's been held guilty, there was a case of Prevention of Corruption Act, being the Chief Minister at that time. He was accountable and the sections were applied. Now, this case was registered by CBI on 7 January 2000. Though it's taken a bit long for the judgment, but they have been held guilty in this case today.
Now, Chautala, remember, was also the Education Minister at the time, wasn't he? He also asked the Director, Atir, to come up with a second interview list as well. And here too, you know, there's of course discrepancy in the kind of rules which are followed to make these appointments. More details have been coming forth on this case. What happens from this stage, Atir? Just take us through what we can expect to happen.
Well, Aditya, we know that the judgment has come out today and CBI had carried out an in-depth probe in this case, and it has been a marathon investigation. And now that the court has held them guilty, certainly they have been convicted. Now the court will also, on the next date of hearing, will pronounce the sentencing in this case.
Atir, also very strong role played by Sanjeev Kumar as well, the then Director of Primary Education. He was the one, of course, who initiated the inquiries, went to the Supreme Court as well.
Well, that's right. He was the one who had initiated inquiries, and also Vidya Dhar, along another bureaucrat and IAS officer was there. However, they were made accused at a later stage, and now Prakash Chautala, Ajay Chautala, and 53 others, along with these 2 officers, have been convicted.
Atir, thanks very much for joining us. Let's also get a word in now from Deputy Editor Kartikeya Sharma, tracking developments in the story. Big setback this, Kartikeya, for Prakash Chautala, his son Ajay Chautala. Alright, let's remind you in fact of what really has happened in this case. Former Haryana Chief Minister Prakash Chautala and his son, 53 others in fact, have been convicted by a Delhi court for illegal hiring of over 3,000 teachers in what was called a teacher recruitment scam. In fact, it was alleged that 3 to 4 lakh rupees were paid as a bribe for selection of each of the 3,032 candidates. Let's get a brief history also of this case. Manaman Singh Chinna joining us. Man, just shed some more light on the details of what really happened in this scam.
Well, the CBI had originally charge-sheeted around 62 persons in this Haryana JBT scam, which dates back to 1999-2000 when Mr. Prakash Chautala was the Chief Minister, and he was also holding the charge of the Education Minister in the state. And he, along with his son, were among those who were charge-sheeted. The alleged whistleblower in the case, the then Director of Primary Education and IAS officer by the name of Sanjeev Kumar, he had gone to the Supreme Court with an application alleging that he had been forced to make a second list of candidates, those candidates who had paid 3 to 4 lakhs to get the job. But he also was subsequently implicated in the case by the CBI, and he is also among the accused.
He is, isn't he, man? And in fact, you know, it was feared. The CBI believed that he was worried about, you know, of course, the fear of the Chief Minister himself. There was, of course, this concern about the redistribution of the bribery money as well. His role, though, as far as this indictment goes of the Chief Minister, the former Chief Minister and his son, was very crucial.
Well, yes, absolutely. He was the one who brought forth the second list of candidates which had been prepared to supersede the first list. And of course, Sanjeev Kumar has been implicated for possessing assets disproportionate to the known sources of income. But as far as the CBI is concerned, you're right that the CBI did say that he was more worried about the imbalance in the distribution of the bribe money than anything else.
Man, also what happens to the appointments? Did they actually go through, or will there be a rejig now, or they didn't actually go through at all?
No, they did not go through it at all. The next government which had come into power, which was the Congress government, they had scrapped these appointments ab initio.
And, you know, huge setback, of course, understandably, for Prakash Chautala as well. But in this case, particularly, what happens? Of course, the charges have been filed. He has been indicted. What happens from this stage on?
Well, yes, now the next step is the sentencing, which I believe will take place on 22nd of this month. And if both father and son are sent behind bars for a prolonged period of time and they are unable to get relief from higher courts and get bail, then Abhay Chautala will effectively take over the reins of the Indian National Lokdal, which holds considerable influence in Haryana. But of course, it is going to be a huge setback for the party, for a stalwart like Prakash Chautala to be behind bars.
All right, Man, just stay on for a moment. Let's quickly remind our viewers of what really has happened here. Former Haryana Chief Minister Prakash Chautala and his son, 53 others, have been convicted by a Delhi court for illegal hiring of over 3,000 teachers in the so-called teacher recruitment scam. It was alleged that 3 to 4 lakh rupees were paid as bribe for selection of each of the over 3,000 candidates. Now, in fact, the CBI on Friday had charge-sheeted 62 persons in Haryana in the scam, which of course dates back to 1999-2000. Former Chief Minister Prakash Chautala and his son Ajay Chautala figuring amongst those charge-sheeted as well. CBI officials saying that the former Chief Minister had himself given written instructions to the then Director of Primary Education, Sanjeev Kumar, man, in fact, who was eventually to go on and approach the Supreme Court. And man, that is the other aspect of course as well that the CBI has pointed towards, the direct indictment of the former Chief Minister, saying that he had given written instructions himself. This is not through a medium, his role particularly coming into question.
Well, yes, absolutely. This is the primary evidence which is against the Chief Minister, that he gave written instructions for another list of candidates to be prepared, who were given extraordinarily high marks in the interview. They were given 17 to 19 marks out of a total of 20 marks, whereas those who were eligible as per merit and who had done well in the written exam, they were given only 3 to 4 marks out of 20 in the final interview, and which is why then this entire scam took place.
And the irony, of course, was that, Sanjeev Kumar's predecessor, Man, was removed by Prakash Chautala, citing reasons of discrepancies in previous recruitments. So certainly it was fishy then as well. The appointment of Sanjeev Kumar perhaps had been pre-planned.
Well, yes, Aditya, the CBI has alleged that this person, Sanjeev Kumar, was deliberately brought into place as Director of Primary Education in order to facilitate the recruitment of these individuals, more than 3,000, by paying money. So which is why he was in loop as to what he used to do. There was a falling out between him and the Chief Minister, and which is why he then became a whistleblower. And
not the first time, Man, as well. Yes, I mean, a strong setback coming for Prakash Chautala, and perhaps in many ways an indictment coming for him. But when you look at Haryana as well, it has a history of irregularities and violation of rules in recruitment for its employees.
Well, there have been several allegations against several governments. This government, which is in part a Congress government led by Bhupinder Singh Hooda, they had also faced allegations of irregularities in recruitment of Haryana civil service officials, recruitment which was done by Haryana Public Service Commission. That inquiry has not gone anywhere as yet. There have been repeated allegations. However, this Chautala case was the one which was taken up through the Supreme Court, and the CBI inquiry was ordered, and which is perhaps we see a quick culmination.
All right, so Prakash Chautala and his son, 53 others, they are convicted by a Delhi court for illegal recruitment of over 3,000 teachers. The court set to pronounce its sentence on the 22nd of January as well. So the 22nd of January is when the sentence will be pronounced by the court, the Delhi court there. He was immediately, in fact, he's understood to have been taken into custody as well. Try and get some confirmation on that, but a huge setback this for the former Chief Minister of Haryana, the teacher recruitment scam in which he has been indicted. Senior editor Javed Ansari now joins us as well. Javed, any clarity on what happens to Prakash Chautala from this point on, whether in fact the police will act swiftly against him, perhaps take him into custody as well?
Well, I guess so. Police has no option but to take him into custody. Of course, I'm not a legal expert, and maybe somebody better placed in Chandigarh would be able to throw light on this. However, I do believe that this will come as a huge setback to the Chautalas because they were hoping to be able to, they've been in the opposition and they've been trying to hurl charges of corruption against the present government headed by Mr. Huda. Now, all this will put paid to their plans because as it is, they don't enjoy a very credible image and their image is going to take a huge battering after this.
That's the important point as well. As far as the state is concerned as well, Javed, he has of course been a strong critic of the current chief minister, and this setback is a huge loss of face for his own party, and of course his son's indictment also coming through.
Indeed it is, because his son was being touted as the one who would like to succeed him, and they've been running a relentless campaign in Haryana against the Congress government. And they were also hoping that they would be a part of a future combination at the center, a BJP-led combination. Now, if their own fortunes have taken such a beating, if their own image has taken such a beating, it is only to be expected that this is going to cost them a lot politically.
Also, the larger, impact, Javed, of this indictment on the politics in the state as well. Just take us through reaction that you expect now.
Yeah, the government, the Congress party there will come down hard. They will go to town, tom-tomming the fact that while these people were talking of accusing the Congress of corruption, they are the ones who've been actually indicted by the court. And this is something that the Congress will try and use for whatever it's worth.
All right, Javed Ansari, that giving us a sense of the political ramifications of these developments as well. Thanks very much, Javed, for joining us.